Please welcome Ana Marie Argelagos.
Good afternoon. The story of migration is not conceptual for me. It is my own family's winding path, full of grief and gain. Celia Cruz, Domino's, Ropa Vieja, looking for my daughter Alexia's photo in faded photographs from places far, far away. My 18-year-old parents, they left Cuba during the political turmoil of the 1960s. They had just one duffel bag and dreams of one day returning. They landed on the shores of Puerto Rico, where my 3 brothers and I were born. And we stayed there until I was about 6. And then my parents would migrate again, this time to Miami, in search of economic opportunity. Saturday morning cartoons switched. They were now in English. And that is how I learned my second language, with the Flintstones and a bowl of Fruity Pebbles. Generation after generation, people just like my family have found themselves on the move for a variety of different reasons, like we have heard today, often in search of safety, getting away from violence, war, persecution. Other times, in search of economic security, and with the hopes of a better life for their children. But now with climate change and its accompanying fires, floods, storms, extreme temperatures, we have yet another devastating root cause of migration. And that is why Hispanics in Philanthropy's commitment to action today is the Colibrí, or the Hummingbird Initiative. And it's a fund at the intersection of climate and migration. Colibrí will build a vibrant, thriving ecosystem of support in Latin America, in Mexico, in the Caribbean, and in the United States. There are 2 pillars to this work. First, we're going to convene and connect migrant justice leaders and climate justice leaders. Sounds simple, but it's not happening. They're working in silos. Second, we will move resources, and by resources I mean money. Money is very important, but we also need skills, networking, partnerships, idea sharing, all of that. So we'll be moving that to pro-immigrant and climate justice organizations. Over the past 40 years, Hispanics in Philanthropy has been building, funding, fueling a trusted transnational network all across the Americas. We have established such great networks, and we have redistributed over $80 million to over 800 grantees. Our values call us to put people first, as you've heard over and over here at CGI. We start by listening to those on the ground, those closest to the solutions, and this is what informs everything that we do. And now with our Colibrí initiative, we will be supporting people on the move and the ecosystems that support them. Philanthropists need to wake up and take action because, as you've heard, an average of 21.5 million climate refugees continue to be displaced annually. Just yesterday, the island that I call home was left entirely without power, much of it without water, by Hurricane Fiona. This is very devastating because 5 years ago today, right? Do you guys know what today's anniversary of? It was Hurricane Maria. And that hit, and in the aftermath of Maria, it wiped out most of the infrastructure, left over 4,000 persons dead, and 200,000 people permanently displaced. And so I'm really tired of watching the same news stories over and over again. I'm tired of seeing the same images of people suffering. I know that you are all tired of seeing that as well. And so it's time, thank you. It's time for us to grow a vibrant, fully resourced, intersectional, intergenerational movement. People like my parents should not be forced to uproot their lives. Let's take action together. Join me, join all of us in making climate justice a reality in our lifetime. Thank you.
As the poet Amanda Gorman